The 1970s were sci-fi's most experimental decade. After 2001 opened minds and before Star Wars dominated everything, filmmakers explored philosophical themes, environmental concerns, and social commentary that feel remarkably prescient today. These 15 forgotten gems prove that sometimes the most innovative sci-fi comes from smaller budgets and bigger ideas. 15th, Phase 4, 1974.
Intelligence there. I wanted to know there's some intelligence here.
Graphic designer Saul Bass made only one feature film, and it's a masterpiece of ecological horror. When cosmic radiation enhances ant intelligence, the insects begin systematically eliminating humanity from the Arizona desert. Nigel Davenport and Michael Murphy play scientists trying to understand the coordinated attacks. Bass's design background creates stunning macro photography that makes the ant world genuinely alien. The environmental themes, nature fighting back against human destruction, feel more relevant than ever in our climate crisis era. The methodical pacing and scientific approach influenced later eco-thrillers. While human drama feels dated, ant sequences remain genuinely unsettling. Phase 4 suggests that intelligence isn't uniquely human, and nature might not need us to survive. Patient viewers will discover a unique vision of evolution and revenge. 14. The Final Program, 1973. Based on Michael Moorcock's Jerry Cornelius novels, this British production anticipated cyberpunk by a decade. John Finch plays the enigmatic Cornelius, navigating a surreal near future where technology and mysticism collide. Director Robert Fuest creates a unique visual style mixing mod fashion with futuristic technology. The exploration of gender fluidity, artificial intelligence, and social decay feels remarkably contemporary for 1973. While the plot remains deliberately obtuse, the atmosphere and ideas influenced later British sci-fi from Brazil to Black Mirror. Cornelius, androgynous, morally ambiguous, technologically enhanced, became a template for cyberpunk protagonists. 13. Dark Star, 1974. John Carpenter's debut began as a USC student film with $60,000 budget, later expanded for theatrical release. 4 astronauts on a decades-long mission to destroy unstable planets slowly lose their sanity in deep space tedium. Dan O'Bannon's screenplay balances existential comedy with genuine pathos. The famous sequence where Doolittle philosophically debates with a talking bomb epitomizes the film's absurdist approach to cosmic horror. The movie directly influenced Alien. O'Bannon recycled concepts including claustrophobic spacecraft and the beach ball alien that became the facehugger. The ship's lived-in, broken-down aesthetic anticipated the Nostromo's industrial design. Modern space films rarely capture Dark Star's mundane realism about long-term space travel. The crew's boredom and equipment failures feel more authentic than heroic space adventures. 12. The Omega Man, 1971. Charlton Heston's post-apocalyptic thriller feels startlingly relevant in our post-pandemic world. Heston plays the sole survivor of a biological weapon that transforms humanity into nocturnal mutants. The exploration of isolation, survival, and social rebuilding resonates powerfully after COVID-19. Heston's character maintains sanity through routine, talking to mannequins and screening films, behavior familiar to anyone who experienced lockdown. Director Boris Sagal creates convincingly empty Los Angeles using practical locations. The racial dynamics, with Heston's white scientist trying to cure black survivors, reflect 1970s social tensions while remaining surprisingly progressive. 11. THX 1138, 1971.
Evacuation from cell 94107.
George Lucas's debut creates a sterile dystopia where emotions are suppressed through mandatory drugs and constant surveillance. Robert Duvall's powerful performance drives this meditation on conformity and control. The white minimalist production design influenced everything from The Matrix to modern Apple stores. Lucas creates believable future society where technology enables total social control, themes remarkably prescient in our surveillance capitalism era. The love story between THX and LUH provides emotional weight without sentimentality. Their gradual awakening to feeling mirrors contemporary concerns about social media manipulation and pharmaceutical dependency. Lucas uses real locations, BART stations and Marin Civic Center, creating authentic, futuristic environments on modest budget. Modern viewers will recognize ideas Lucas recycled in Star Wars, but THX 1138 remains his most sophisticated philosophical statement. 10. Fantastic Planet, 1973. René Laloux's animated masterpiece transports viewers to an alien world where giant blue beings keep humans as pets. The surreal art style by Roland Topor creates genuinely otherworldly experience that live-action rarely achieves. The allegory about oppression, education, and revolution works on multiple levels: anti-colonial commentary, generational conflict, or imaginative world-building. Human characters' gradual awakening parallels real liberation movements. The animation technique, using cutout figures moved frame by frame, creates fluid movement that feels both primitive and sophisticated. Modern computer animation rarely achieves this handmade quality. The alien ecosystem influenced later animated films from Nausicaa to Avatar. Contemporary viewers will appreciate environmental themes and anti-authoritarian message. Fantastic Planet proves animation can tackle serious philosophical themes while maintaining visual wonder. 9. Zardos, 1974. John Boorman's notorious epic deserves reconsideration beyond its campy reputation. Set in post-apocalyptic future where immortal elites live in paradise while primitives struggle outside, the film tackles class warfare and social stagnation. Sean Connery plays Zed, a brutal who infiltrates immortal society and discovers their terrible secret. Eternal life without purpose creates spiritual death. The exploration of mortality, meaning, and social inequality feels remarkably contemporary. Boorman's visual imagination creates unique aesthetic mixing classical architecture with psychedelic imagery. The production design influenced later films from Mad Max to The Matrix. 8. Damnation Alley, 1977. This post-nuclear road movie follows survivors crossing wasteland between Albany and Los Angeles after World War III. George Peppard and Jan Michael Vincent drive armored vehicles through landscape transformed by radiation and environmental collapse. Environmental disaster imagery, giant cockroaches, electrical storms, toxic weather, feels remarkably prescient in our climate change era. Survivors face ecosystem collapse rather than simple warfare, anticipating modern eco-thriller themes. Director Jack Smite creates convincing practical effects on modest budget. Armored vehicles and mutant creatures influenced later post-apocalyptic films, particularly Mad Max franchise. 7. Silent Running, 1972.
Valley Forge, what the hell's wrong? You're moving out, you're accelerating.
I've got a premature detonation on dome number 2.
Bruce Dern delivers powerhouse performance as Freeman Lowell, the last botanist protecting Earth's final forests aboard a space greenhouse. When orders come to destroy the domes, Lowell rebels to save dying ecosystems. The environmental message feels urgently contemporary as climate change threatens biodiversity. Dern's character represents passionate environmentalism taken to logical extremes, willing to commit murder to protect nature. Greenhouse ship imagery, created through elaborate miniatures and real botanical gardens, remains visually stunning. The contrast between sterile spacecraft and lush forests influenced later films from Wall-E to Interstellar. Dern's relationship with maintenance robots provides emotional weight without sentimentality. 6. The Man Who Fell to Earth, 1976.
Help me.
From what?
David Bowie's otherworldly presence perfectly suits Nicholas Roeg's surreal tale of an alien visitor trying to save his dying planet. Thomas Jerome Newton uses advanced technology to build business empire while succumbing to human corruption. Roeg's non-linear narrative and striking imagery create dreamlike atmosphere mirroring Newton's alien perspective. The critique of capitalism, media manipulation, and environmental destruction feels remarkably contemporary. Bowie's performance requires minimal acting. His natural androgyny makes him convincingly non-human. The supporting cast provides grounded counterpoints to Bowie's ethereal energy. The exploration of addiction works as metaphor for alien assimilation and literal character development. 5. World on a Wire, 1973. Rainer Werner Fassbinder's 3.5-hour epic anticipated The Matrix by 25 years, exploring virtual reality and simulated consciousness with philosophical depth. A computer scientist discovers his world might be artificial simulation, leading to existential crisis. Based on Daniel F. Galoui's novel, the film creates believable near future, where computer simulations contain conscious beings. Ethical implications of creating artificial life feel remarkably contemporary in our AI development era. Fassbinder emphasizes mirrors, reflections, and surveillance, creating visual metaphors for reality's uncertain nature. Production design suggests advanced technology through minimal, elegant interfaces rather than flashy effects. 4th Stalker, 1979. Andrei Tarkovsky's philosophical masterpiece follows three men entering the mysterious zone, a forbidden area where reality operates by different rules. The stalker guides a writer and professor toward the room, which supposedly grants deepest desires. Based on the Strugatsky brothers' roadside picnic, the film creates meditative exploration of faith, desire, and meaning. Tarkovsky's long takes and natural imagery create hypnotic rhythms emphasizing contemplation over action. The zone's otherworldly atmosphere, achieved through practical locations, influenced everything from video games to modern art films. Each character represents different approaches to knowledge: scientific, artistic, spiritual. 3. The Stepford Wives, 1975.
She's changed, and stop telling me I'm crazy.
You see somebody, you get some help, you see a psychiatrist.
Ira Levin's satirical thriller about perfect suburban housewives, hiding sinister secret, feels disturbingly relevant in our digital age. Catherine Ross and Paula Prentice deliver powerful performances as women discovering their neighbor's horrifying transformation. Director Brian Forbes creates creeping dread through mundane suburban imagery. The exploration of conformity, feminism, and male control anticipates contemporary discussions about reproductive rights and gender equality. Feminist themes work on multiple levels: horror about literal male control and satire about social expectations. The perfect wives represent impossible standards real women can never achieve. Second Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978.
Sleep. Terror grows.
Philip Kaufman's masterful remake updates Cold War paranoia for the post-Watergate era. Donald Sutherland, Brooke Adams, and Leonard Nimoy deliver career-best performances as San Francisco residents discovering alien pods are replacing humans with emotionless duplicates. The exploration of conformity, paranoia, and social control feels remarkably contemporary in our era of surveillance capitalism and social media manipulation. Pod People's lack of emotion mirrors concerns about technological dehumanization. Kaufman creates mounting dread through practical locations and subtle character changes. Transformation sequences using practical effects remain more disturbing than modern CGI alternatives. 1. Solaris, 1972. Andrei Tarkovsky's space-based psychological drama provides deeply human alternative to 2001's cold technological vision. Psychologist Chris Kelvin travels to a space station orbiting Solaris. a planet whose sentient ocean materializes visitors' suppressed memories. The exploration of memory, loss, and human connection feels more relevant than ever in our digital age of virtual relationships and artificial intelligence. Kelvin's confrontation with his deceased wife raises profound questions about love, identity, and consciousness. Tarkovsky's direction emphasizes natural imagery and contemplative pacing, creating meditative experience that prioritizes emotional depth over spectacle. The long takes require patience but reward careful attention. These forgotten 1970s gems prove innovative sci-fi comes from ideas, not budgets. Which overlooked classics surprised you most? Subscribe for more hidden cinematic treasures.